Imagine this. You're scrolling on your phone, hopping from cat memes to food videos, and before you know it, 2 hours have vanished. Is it just procrastination? Or is your brain hooked on dopamine? Today we're diving into the so-called dopamine detox to uncover if it's the cure to modern distraction, or just another trendy myth. Let's start with a little quiz. How many times have you checked your phone today? Don't worry, no judgment. We're all guilty. Whether it's endless TikTok scrolling, Netflix binge watching, or the constant ping of notifications, our brains are drowning in dopamine. But why does it feel so addictive? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter. Think of it as your brain's feel-good signal. Every like on your photo, every new episode, every swipe is a tiny dopamine hit. It's not inherently bad. It's what motivates us to pursue goals and rewards. So, what exactly is this dopamine we're talking about? After all, if it's responsible for keeping us glued to screens, shouldn't we understand how it works? First things first, dopamine is not the pleasure chemical everyone thinks it is. Dopamine is more like your brain's motivational coach, pushing you to chase rewards rather than enjoy them. Think of it as the guy on the sidelines yelling, "Go for it." Here's an example. You see a slice of pizza. Boom. Your brain releases dopamine. That rush gets you to grab the slice. But once you take that first bite, dopamine steps back. Its job ends the moment the goal is achieved. The enjoyment? That's serotonin and endorphins taking over. And this is where habits come in. The more dopamine you associate with an activity, like scrolling social media or eating junk food, the more your brain prioritizes it. Over time, your brain learns to seek those quick hits, reinforcing distractions instead of meaningful goals. Now that we know dopamine drives our motivation, let's explore what happens when it goes into overdrive. Picture this. You open Instagram for just 5 minutes. An hour later, you've scrolled through vacation photos, 3 recipe videos, and a motivational quote you forgot the second you read it. What happened? Welcome to the dopamine trap. A cycle where your brain keeps chasing quick rewards, but feels emptier with each hit. It's the same with YouTube. You watch one video, then another. Suddenly, you're deep into a rabbit hole of 10 best ways to cook pasta or top 5 alien sightings. These quick bursts of entertainment feel great in the moment, but over time, they dull your brain's ability to enjoy slower, more meaningful activities. Or think about junk food. You grab a sweet donut for a quick pick-me-up. That sugar rush, pure dopamine. But now, an apple feels boring in comparison. The more your brain gets used to these quick hits, the harder it becomes to appreciate simple, long-term rewards like cooking a healthy meal or finishing a big project. This is the dopamine trap in action. Constant stimulation raises your reward threshold. The more you chase quick highs, whether it's social media, junk food, or endless YouTube videos, the harder it becomes to find satisfaction in anything else. So, we've seen how the dopamine trap can leave us stuck. But is there a way out? Enter the concept of the dopamine detox. It promises to help you break free by giving your brain a much-needed reset. But what exactly is a dopamine detox? Despite the dramatic name, it's not about flushing out dopamine. You'd need a whole new brain for that. Instead, it's about temporarily stepping away from all the things that overstimulate your brain. Imagine a day without smartphones, social media, junk food, or Netflix marathons. Instead, you focus on low-stimulation activities like journaling, meditating, or simply staring out the window. The goal is to reset your brain's reward system, making ordinary tasks feel enjoyable again. It's like giving your brain a vacation. By cutting out these constant dopamine hits, the theory goes, your brain lowers its reward threshold. This means you're less likely to feel bored or unmotivated when doing normal activities like reading a book or working on a project. While it sounds simple in theory, in practice, cutting out all forms of stimulation, even for a day, can be surprisingly difficult. After all, how often do we actually sit with our thoughts without reaching for a screen or a snack? So, we've explored the concept of dopamine detox. But does science back it up? The term dopamine detox might be a bit of a misnomer. Dopamine is a vital neurotransmitter, and you can't simply detox from it. However, reducing overstimulation can help restore balance in the brain. A study published in the Journal of Biomedical Science found that addictive behaviors are learned and reinforced through dopamine pathways. Reducing exposure to addictive stimuli can help in unlearning these behaviors, allowing the brain to reset its reward system. Another study in PLOS biology highlighted the importance of maintaining a balance between neuronal excitation and inhibition for optimal brain function. Overstimulation can disrupt this balance, leading to decreased cognitive abilities. Reducing stimuli helps restore this equilibrium, improving focus and motivation. While the term dopamine detox might not be scientifically accurate, the underlying principle of reducing overstimulation has merit. By consciously limiting high dopamine activities, you give your brain a chance to recalibrate, making everyday tasks more rewarding. So, science supports the idea of reducing overstimulation, but how do you actually do it? Don't worry. A dopamine detox doesn't mean you have to live like a monk. It's about finding small, practical ways to give your brain a break. Start by setting aside time without screens. It could be as simple as turning off your phone for an hour in the evening. Use this time to reconnect with real-world activities. Maybe cook a meal from scratch or organize your living space. Finally, try exploring new, low-stimulation activities that feel rewarding. Sign up for a yoga class, try bird watching, or go for a walk without headphones. These activities not only keep your brain engaged, but also let you enjoy novelty without feeling overwhelmed. The key to a successful dopamine detox isn't about avoiding fun. It's about giving your brain the chance to recalibrate. By embracing these small changes, you can find balance without cutting out joy. So, you've decided to try a dopamine detox and have some practical tips to get started. But here's the catch. It's not always easy. Starting a dopamine detox sounds refreshing, but let's be real. It's not all smooth sailing. In fact, the biggest challenge is boredom. When you remove constant stimulation, your brain starts craving it, and you may feel restless or even irritable. Another challenge? The pull of old habits. Social media, junk food, and endless scrolling are like old friends calling you back. These habits are deeply ingrained, and resisting them can feel like a constant battle. But here's the good news. Every time you choose to stick with your detox, you're training your brain to break the cycle. We live in a world designed to keep us hooked on screens, on snacks, on instant gratification. By stepping back, even for a short time, you give yourself the chance to take control and focus on what truly matters. What do you think? Are you ready to try a dopamine detox, or maybe adapt some of its principles to your routine? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Don't forget to like, and see you next time.